Okay, now I want to give you like a visual overlook about the doom scroll loop. This is something that I briefly mentioned in the previous video, and I think that sometimes seeing it is helpful because I know that this topic may sit heavily on some of you because you're doing it. I'm doing it sometimes. And I said at the beginning, like, if you feel uncomfortable with it, it's perfectly okay. What I do know when things feel uncomfortable for me, it's because it's something that I need to fix. So you can choose either you move forward and like try to, understand and uh, really get to figure out what is the mechanism behind this and then try to fix it, or you can come back to it later. I'm fine with either. So here's what happens. We get all this information. And by the way, if I make any spelling mistakes, English is not my first language. I do have tons of spelling mistakes. Also grammatically, like just pretend that it's okay and move forward. So we get all this information from external sources, whether ChatGPT, social media, friends, TV, whatever. And what happens is that we feel overwhelmed, right? Because we want to make the change, we want to see the results, but there is so much out there. And it really brings us to the point where, like, it happens again. Like, why is this happening? Okay. Second time that this happens, that we ask or we say, I should do something, right? Because we are always in a feeling that we are not doing enough, even though we are doing plenty and probably more than anyone else around us. Okay? However, we should do something, but we really don't know what to do. That's probably what happens to most of us. Now, here's the thing. We are in a place where we don't know what to do. We feel stuck. We feel like we should do something. We are overwhelmed. That adds more to our overwhelmed feeling. So we now pick up our phone, right? And we start scrolling, which increase our dopamine. We get a dopamine hit because we feel like we're doing something. We get the information, and social media is basically built on sending those dopamine hits into your brain because to keep you hooked. Like, these companies make money from us spending more time in those networks, so they do tend to increase our dopamine production in the brain. Okay, when we have more dopamine, we feel less urgency to change things. And then time passes. We feel guilt because we didn't do anything. Oh, guilt, right? We didn't do anything. Things stayed the same. We now feel worse. And we feel like, why is it keep doing all this crazy stuff? And now we feel more overwhelmed. By the way, you can always watch these videos in twice the speed if you feel like. Okay? And when we feel more overwhelmed, we go back to the beginning. So we find ourselves in that kind of a loop. You may feel like it's a discipline issue, like it's a laziness issue. I heard someone in the club the other day say, I'm lazy. You're not lazy. You really not. You're doing a lot. You're here, you're watching, you're trying to figure things out. You're really overwhelmed. Okay? It's not about being lazy, it's not about time. And it's time to break that kind of loop and that cycle. Okay? Um, I feel for me it's helpful to see things this way because it makes me feel less bad about what I do and how I behave when I find myself in repeating behaviors that don't really support my goals. And when I do see it and understand, it helps me get out of the loop and make a real change. Hopefully, that will happen for you as well.